Hey everyone, welcome to It's a Metal Thing. Today, part 3 of the 850 cage going into my 61 Ford Falcon gasser. Let's do it. All right, so the first piece I'm going to tackle is going to be the harness bar across here. You can take a tape measure and try to bend it and get the dimension. The easiest way I found is just 2 pieces of metal. Got a piece of angle iron and a piece of flat bar here. Just hold them in place, hold the tension on it, clamp it. It's super elementary, I know, but it's the easiest way I found to get an accurate measurement. So I'm going to get the tube and cut it. So the inside dimension was 51 1/8. I cut a piece 52 3/4. It's plenty long. Made a straight line on here. All you need to do, and I've said it a bunch of times on these videos, just lay a piece of angle iron on here. If it sits flat, you don't need one of those tricky flat tables where you put a marker in a fixture and draw it. Literally, a piece of angle iron sitting on here will make it nice and straight right down the middle. I mean, it can't be too big, obviously. Between inch and 1/4, 3/4 even. Just let it find its happy place. Do some lines on here. Going to make my first cut. Then I'll take my measurement off of the cut. Mark the second cut. Make it. Should be perfect. Harness bar in. So I wanted it to end up even with the body, right? So I took this crosshair, measured it, or laid it in there, eyeballed it from the front of the car just to make sure it was how I wanted it to be. So it's pretty good across there. And it just so happens, purely by luck, mind you, not really. I've been concentrating on that. Perfectly level. 0. So the rules dictate that the harness bar cannot be more than 4 inches below the shoulder. When the seat was in here, I took a long level, so I could see if it was level. I pushed it up against the bar here. I held tension on it, didn't let it move, and I marked it. So right there, I'm about 3.5 inches, so I'm good. So I kind of landing right where it needs to land as far as aesthetics. Could be a little bit higher, but this dictates that, so it's gonna be close enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and tack this in, and I'm gonna start working on these other down bars here. So that's next. Okay, so I'm gonna make this piece that runs from here down to here. I wanna bring it out. This is where the frame is, and this outrigger lands right here. I want it to land somewhere in this area here. I want the crotch or the point of the bar here to end up like halfway through. So I'm gonna come over here about 3/4 of an inch from this edge of this tube here, get a measurement. I have my handy dandy measuring device. I got it in here. Now I know what this length is. I got my angle finder on here, put it on here. It's 22 degrees. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a piece of tubing that's long. I'm gonna fish mouth it at 22. That'll get me started here, down to here. I'll put a 22-degree angle on the bottom here, parallelogram. And then all I gotta do is work this edge here of that tube to get it to fit where I want it to go. It's gonna bring it over a little bit, but that's all right. Probably like a 1/2 inch or more over here. So I'm gonna get that tube, I'm gonna get it in here, and I'll just draw a line on it. Basically, it's just plumb. Draw a line in there and start grinding it out and make it fit. So now I got this piece cut. It's at 22 degrees. The fish mouth goes up against the tube real well. I'm just gonna draw a line on here. Comes pretty much straight down, plumb with the world, straight with this pipe. I can cut it quickly with an angle grinder with a death wheel on it, get it close, and I'll just slowly grind it and massage it and get it where it needs to be. I'll do that next. Done. 22 68. 22 68. Math. The length actually was not far off. Literally, I barely even touched that down there on the bottom. I just kept working this until it came in. So, yeah, it was just executing the plan. A little tricky getting that angle right, but I think it's good. Now, I honestly have not even checked. So this is in real time. See if this fits over on this side. If it does, then I can just pull a tape template off of this, and yeah, the second one should go pretty quick. Let's see what's happening here. Oh man, that's pretty damn good, bro. pretty good. I'm gonna go, man, look at that. I could maybe change the angle just a little bit down here. But yeah, I'm happy with that. So then what you do is you just take a piece of tape and you wrap it around this end here. You mark your reference line. You know, you make a reference line, you mark your reference line on the tape, and then you just tape some tape around here, cut that out, make yourself a template, trace it on here, and it'll be a lot easier to initiate, at least get started. So the second one should take a quarter of the time of the first one, but I'm happy with that. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Tape didn't work, but paper does. Just wrapped a sheet of notebook paper around there. So now I can just draw that line on there. I can get it close. I can get it, just cut that with a cutoff wheel and get 99% of it and just come back and clean it up with a flap. But yeah, works. So can do that now. Done. Fits good. Took less than 20 minutes. It was quick and it fits better than the original. So they're good. Everything's happy, symmetrical, nice, great back here. Happy with the way things turned out. Now I'm gonna move on to this cowl vent thing. The fan goes over there. This is over here. We got this over here. My balls are sweaty. My balls are cool. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what the deal is with the cowl vent, where the water goes in this situation. So I'm gonna start cutting into it. I'm gonna leave some material up there so I can build a little tray for the water to go into for like when I wash it or whatever. I don't expect anyone to be driving this in the rain ever again. So I'll have to seal that up somehow and run the water out through some tubes or something. I'll know more when I investigate, get in there, start cutting. So that's next. All right, I decided I'm gonna do the door bars next. There's a reason they need to be done before there is this stuff. They gotta go away. I'm going to get them plated. I know, all right? So to make my bars removable, I'm using these couplers. They're, I figure they come out of New Zealand, 1 3/4 inch. They're for like a UTV or a side-by-side for roll bars and stuff. So, like I said, it's 1 3/4 inch. It doesn't quite fit in there, which is fine. I'll just turn that a little bit. I'm turning the outside down to 1 5/8 inch. There's plenty of depth here on that bolt. I don't think I need to take it off. It'll interfere with that. I think everything will be pretty good on that. So my thinking being is this coupler here, if it's painted, it's just gonna chip. It's got these sharp edges on it. And the bars themselves, if they're not in the car, which will be 99.999% of the time, they're gonna get all chipped up as well. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and make these bars, mock them up with the fish mouth and everything, even tack them in probably, just to double check everything. And then weld them up, weld this to the stubs that are gonna connect to the roll bar, and then take the whole piece out. The ends with the fish mouth on it, both of these obviously, and the tube, and all three of those pieces. Eventually what I'll do is I'll grind, I'm gonna clear zinc them. I'm gonna grind the clear zinc off of where it's welded and weld those on, and I can paint up to this and tape this off and leave it clear zinc. Same with the bar, it can be rolled around or beat around and it won't get all chipped up and weird. So yeah, zinc these, bring them back, grind the zinc off where it welds, weld it in, so then all that, it interferes or interacts with painted surfaces, won't have any paint on it. So I'm gonna do this next. 3 inches off the bottom, touching up here, about 21 degrees. So I'm going to cut some stubs at 21 degrees. I'll trim down on the length, get it kind of where I want, see where I'm at. First things first, fish mouth. Slide this into the fish mouth. Make this as long or short as I want with the straight edge, which should be good. So that's next. Kind of like that. So it's a little longer than I wanted. This sits a little higher than I wanted, but then after I kind of just stuck it in to see where I was at, I started thinking that I'm going to be forward more in my sitting position, and this is going to obviously lower the point where it intersects with my arm. So I got the seat in it, I sat in it, and it comes to just about here, maybe 2/3 of the way down. So I think I'm all right as far as the height goes. It's maybe marginal, but I don't want to go any higher because I don't want to get into this mess, because all that, I ain't down with all that. And a surprising bonus the angle of this and the fact that it's soft. I was worried about what I was going to do with the armrest, what kind of situation I was going to come up with. Obviously, I'm building some carbon fiber door panels. I can reuse this armrest because of the shape and the fact that it's soft. It's just touchy. It's perfect. And that bar, I mean, that thing would wear out over time if I did it every day, all day. But it's not going to be in there that often, so I'm not worried about it. But that is a bonus. So with all the bonus involved, with the angle of the dangle and the triple meeting joint there, and the fact that that armrest will work, I'm going with it. So just got to clean it up. The tube's super nasty and dirty. Clean it all up, line everything up where they belong, how they're going to go, tack it together, give it a test removal and installation, make sure everything works right, and then I'll take it apart, weld the pieces, get them all cleaned up, and send them off to plating. So that's next. Door bar. Took it and put it in a lathe, cleaned it up, 80 grit, 120 grit, 320 grit. I want look like a natural finish when it's plated. You can, if you sandblast it, it looks a certain way. If you DA it looks a certain way. I'm trying to make it look natural like it does when you get like a factory zinc on there. I'll Scotch Brite up a little bit. It'll kind of show through, but I'm hoping just to get it all nice and even. So now I need to tack these in. I got this piece of aluminum rectangle tube that I have here. Just space it up off here. That's sitting on there. It's about as flat as I can get it in this shop with what I have. I'm sure it's be plenty good. So I'm going to tack these on, and I'm going to put it in the car with these and the little stubs here, orient the bar so that the bolts are straight up and down. Then I'll tack these two together, and they'll be able to take it apart and weld it up complete, weld this together and weld this together complete, get it all plated. And then what'll happen is when I come back, I'll just grind this surface here. I'll be able to weld it in. So then it'll be painted up to this point here. So this will be clear zinc, unpainted, and then all this will be clear zinc, unpainted. So there'll be any chipping or any weirdness too. Plus the paint won't take up any space that I need. So that's the plan. I'm gonna do that next. Like that. Put an Allen wrench in there and get a reference. Looks pretty good to me. Close enough anyway. So now I'm going to tack this joint here. That'll fix this angle on the tube, little stub there, and I'll be able to weld these out and get it off the plating. Weld it up. This is the first TIG welding I've done on chromoly. Chromoly to steel. I did a little bit of practice on some tubes, but heat management was an issue with this being solid. On some of the welds, I didn't wait long enough for it to cool. But overall, I'm not super upset about it. They're okay. I'll get better as I go. So they've got scratched up a little bit from me twisting them around on this piece of angle iron. So I'm gonna take them down, put them in the lathe, clean them up, and get them off to the plater. It's next. Bars are back from the plater. Zinc plated. They're pretty shiny, a little shinier than I thought they were gonna be, which is okay. So the plan is to get the plating off of the ends here, off of this chromoly fish mouth part, get it all cleaned up so I can weld it. Eventually what'll happen is this will be painted from here to the roll bar up to this point here, so that the coupler is exposed, galvanized. The reason being, chipping up paint, trying to get this on and off, interference with paint, primer, whatever. So it'll just be a lot cleaner. And then too, when these aren't in the car, they won't get all like jacked up too bad, you know, because it's gonna be they're not gonna be in the car very often, just when I'm trying to run that 9. So I'm gonna stick these in the car and see how they look. Kind of like that. So I'm happy. A little bit different. But like I said, 99.9% of the time, they're not going to be in here. So I got them as high as I can get them. Just hitting the armrest, which is fine. Got that tapered, it's foam, it's soft, and it won't really be in here that much. Question about the plating. My buddy was asking about it. I know you can't chrome plate because it makes it brittle. But zinc plating, I don't think it really affects the steel as far as strength goes. I asked, so I got a guy, found a guy that does NHRA. He works for NHRA, he does certifications. He comes through Tanger quite a bit. The car builder BRE is the next town up, like 5 minutes from here. They did, got that kid from Street Outlaws. He's from BRE, had that red Nova, 66 Nova, pretty fast guy. A couple guys around here that build chassis that he comes through every once in a while. I asked him about it. He said he wasn't sure. He was going to check the rule book. I looked at the rule book. I didn't see anything on zinc. I started thinking about it. Grade 8 bolts are zinc plated, right? Front suspension parts that you get are zinc plated. I have a front suspension parts on here now that are zinc plated. So if they're outlawed, it would be an issue. So I'm going to go with it. If not, then I'll just remake this bar. I mean, I think it'll be fine. So I got to go backwards now. I have to take this bar out, take these bars out. This one's just sitting here anyway. It's not really attached. Drill some 1/8" holes for gas. When you heat up this tube and it makes gas in there, it wants to blow the weld out. So I need to prep all those for that. I'm going to go ahead and tack all this together. Get this where I want them. Tack these all together. I'm not super worried about the height. I think the height's going to be fine on these bars. I know you can bend these bars and still make it legal. So I'm not sure where they reference the height off of back here or where, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be all right. I'm counting on it, honestly, because I'm going to go ahead and take this bar out and take these bars out and weld these up. It'd be a lot easier to weld out of the car. I'll just run a piece of angle iron across all 4 of these tubes, tack it together, keep them from moving, keep them on the same plane, keep them the same distance. It's probably going to move a little bit just from heat. There's nothing you can do about that, but I think I can get it close enough. And then I'll put them all back in, bolt these in, and then tack them down, and hopefully this bar will be all coming in and out. So I think I'm going to, because I'm going to end this video here. There's a bunch to do up here still. I got some more chromoly just showed up. I have to figure out where the AC unit's going to go. I have to radius the front windshield bar, all that stuff. So I don't want the videos to get too long, too drawn out. So I'm going to end this video. If you like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.